Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and self-care. And today I want to share with you like 10 of my top winter self-care tips. Where I live, it can get very cold and very dark in the winter, and it can be pretty rough. So I've really developed a self-care routine that helps me not only get through the season, but really thrive during the season. So before we get started, I want to let you know that a portion of today's video is going to be sponsored by Pique tea. They make high quality, high vibrational tea products that I've been a fan of for almost a year now, and I'm really excited to share it with you. All the products we're going to talk about are in the info box below, and I have a little discount code for you too. All right, let's jump right into the video. Waking up in the wintertime is hard. There is a lack of sun in the morning, and that can really kind of set your whole day off on the wrong foot. So in the winter, I love waking up to my Happy Light. I've been using this for over 10 years. I'm a huge fan of this. And basically what this is a light that mimics full spectrum light. This does not have any UV to it, but it actually just helps your body think that it's daylight. It kind of mimics the sun. And so it really helps you with your mood, with your energy, and it can also help you not only to wake up in the morning, but it can actually help you have a healthy sleep cycle. So in the morning, I absolutely love to wake up to a warm caffeinated beverage. Not only does the warmth really like get that warmth going through my body on chilly mornings, but caffeine is a real must, right? To get energy for the rest of your day. But I will tell you, as much as I absolutely love coffee, very occasionally it is a little rough on me. Like it's a little rough on my tummy, and sometimes the amount of caffeine that it brings can make me a little jittery. So when that happens, I will switch over to tea in the morning time. And today I'm enjoying the Pique Tea Sun Goddess Matcha, which is so good. This is one of the best quality matchas that I've ever tried because it is ceremonial grade matcha, not culinary grade. And I do find the ceremonial grade, it's a little bit of a higher quality. It's a higher sort of processing method. I find the flavor to be so much more nuanced, so much less bitter than culinary grade matcha, which is mostly what we drink in like our lattes and what we would bake with. But I just find sipping on this is such a really special treat. I was also really excited to partner with Pique Tea because I've been a fan of their matcha for almost a year now, particularly because they do screen it 4 times for toxins, which is really important, especially if you do drink matcha very often. You want to make sure that you are, consuming a product that has been screened for those toxins because it is so concentrated. So it's really easy to use. The matcha powder comes in these really handy sticks. So if you like your matcha ritual like in the office or on the go, it's really easy to do so with these packets. It's no more waste than a tea bag, which I absolutely love. So just dissolve the powder in about 12 ounces of hot water, and it tastes so good on its own, but I was a little fancy and extra today, and I frothed up a little bit of oat milk, and I made a little bit of a matcha latte. I just spooned that right on top. So beyond just the real zen, calm energy that I get from the matcha in the morning, it's a real gentle caffeinated beverage. There are a few other benefits that are worth mentioning. And I am a really big believer in what you put into your body will reflect on the outside. I really do believe that. And as much as I'm a fan of green tea on my skin, it's one of my favorite skincare ingredients. Matcha is a highly concentrated form of green tea. So when you consume it, you are also consuming all of those antioxidant benefits, all of the protection from free radicals and oxidative stress. So I just love green tea for its health benefits. But, when I am consuming green tea, I do feel like, it kind of shows on the outside. Whenever I'm eating healthy, it shows on the outside. And that green tea has a very potent compound it's famous for, EGCG, and that's where like all of the benefits are, all of the potent antioxidants, all the protection, all the anti-inflammation. Matcha, because it's a concentrated form, contains a really high amount. So how I'm always saying to look for a high quality green tea extract for your skincare?
Well, it's no different if you want to consume your green tea for all the benefits. You want to look for a highly concentrated version to get all your EGCG. Oh, here comes the sun. It feels so good. You know, depending on how much time I have, I do try to just take a moment of zen, especially because it's so hard to wake up in the winter time. I just like to take a little moment, even if it's just like 3 minutes of quiet solitude to myself, to just mentally, you know, and energetically prepare for the day. And I feel like it just kind of gets me off to the right start. Speaking of antioxidants, so amazing for your skin, for your body, right, inside and out. But it's also really great for your immune system too. And that's something that I like to keep my eye on in the winter time, because this is when illness and sickness really does spread, especially if you do live in a colder area, because when you're cooped up inside and the air isn't circulating as well, we've learned this through the last couple of years, right? You know, that's where illness more easily passes. So you may want to like try to boost your immunity any way you can. Drinking matcha with lots of antioxidants can definitely help, but you may want to consider supplementing. And that's where the Pique Daily Radiance Elderberry Vitamin C packets come in. This provides 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, another ingredient we're familiar with from our skincare routines, right? Great for you inside and out. And they come in these really handy to-go packets. Something that I really like about this is there's no added sugars. I see that in a lot of supplements, and it really kind of turns me off, because we already get so much sugar as it is, right? I don't want to add it in when I'm taking a supplement. So I love that this doesn't have that. It tastes like a really tart berry, like jam that has no sugar in it. But I kind of actually enjoy the taste. I've had vitamin C packets before that don't taste as good as this. Get that little kick of tart right at the end. And just like the matcha, you know, I absolutely love this for the antioxidant benefits, but I really do believe that what you put inside of your body will reflect on the outside. Everything is connected. And so when I'm taking in all of these wonderful high vibrational ingredients into my body that help with my immune system, or maybe help with my digestion, that reflects positively on my skin. And this is just my experience through my skincare journey, knowing how my body reacts and how my skin reacts. If my immune system is off, it might show up with more inflammation on my skin, more redness, maybe inflamed pimples. If my digestion is off, it shows up on my skin. Everything is connected. So I definitely have a heavy focus on the products I'm putting on top of my skin, but I also keep my eye on the products I'm putting inside of my body, because it's all connected. Now, I have one other Pique tea product I want to talk about later in the afternoon, later in the video, but I just want to quickly mention that there is a Radiance Skin Trio that you can get from Pique that includes the matcha, the vitamin C packets, and the hibiscus tea crystals, which I'm going to talk about soon, in a bundle for a really great price. And because Pique is partnering with me on this video, I've also got a discount code for you guys, and all of that information is in the info box below with a direct link. So if you want to get your hands on these, definitely check out that link and use my code.
Okay, are you ready to go?
Experiencing the outdoors and fresh air is important year round, but maybe even more so during winter, especially if you live in an area where the weather is quite harsh, because it is so tempting to spend the entire season cooped up inside because it's just so chilly outside. I know I love the cozy vibes too, but there is something to be said about just getting outside for a little bit, getting some sunshine, some fresh, even brisk cold air, and really just appreciating nature. Yeah, just get outside. Just a little bit, 5 to 10 minutes. It will clear your mind, it will clear your lungs, and it will just give you that little dose of daylight that we desperately need in wintertime. The winter can feel very long, like it just drags on, and you feel like you're cooped up inside a lot. And so having a hobby or just something to look forward to is really important. And for me this year, it's been plants. I have been obsessed with nurturing my plants, and I love being surrounded by greenery, it really is a nice contrast between what is happening outside and what's happening inside of my urban jungle.
And honestly, I think this hobby just exploded for me a little bit before the winter began, because it was a really good way for me to beat the winter blahs and blues, which really hit me hard, especially at the beginning of winter. The lack of sunlight, you know, the sun starts to set at like 4:30, and that is just, it's really rough, you know, it's really rough on you. Like daylight, we've discussed, is very important for your mood, for your energy, for your sleep. And I do feel like it hits me hard every winter time. But I started to get really into houseplants, and I think it's just because look at all this beautiful greenery. I mean, doesn't this just lift your mood already? And there's really something special about nurturing something, you know, growing it from something so small, watching it grow up, watching it blossom and flourish. I mean, some of these were really rough when I first got them. I'm propagating a string of pearls right now, and I mean, like, look at how well it's doing. The pot itself is still a little sparse, but it's flourishing, you know. And like, I did that. Like, I was able to nurture this little like cutting of string of pearls. This is the mother plant, and it's doing so well. My succulent's a little stretched out, but I'm gonna get this one in order, I promise. This Monstera that I got, oh, it was in such bad shape when I got it back in November, but now it's just like really thriving, and all the new growth coming in, it's really green and healthy. And so you see what I mean? Like, it teaches you patience. It teaches you about seasons, because some of my plants are kind of like in a hibernation mode right now, and I respect that. They're not growing, but I'm just nurturing and taking care of them through the season. They're rewarding me with beautiful greenery. Find a hobby that can really enrich your life at home. And for me, right now, it's plants. So this is actually something I would do all year round, but I think it's especially important for winter self-care, and that is keeping a tea time ritual. I always take a time in the late afternoon to have a cup of tea. You know, I like to also have a little treat on the side. That's where, you know, today's sponsor comes in. This is the Pique Hibiscus Beauty Elixir. And honestly, I've been drinking Pique tea for almost a year now, and I'm a really big fan, especially of these like tea sticks. So I love the hibiscus flavor because it's a little bit tart, but it's not super tart. There's actually a little mellow mint and licorice to this. It's a really nice hibiscus tea. Sometimes I feel like hibiscus can be a little bit on the sour side. This is not. And I love the powder format too, because I don't have to worry about my tea bag over steeping and then everything just turns kind of bitter and yucky. This is like foolproof tea, and it's also really easy for on the go. So we've got lots of antioxidants in here, good inside and out, super great for the skin. But you may have heard of hibiscus to help with your skin, to help it glow, to help with inflammation, with pimples. And hibiscus actually helps with your gut health as well, with digestion. Super important. I can sometimes have sluggish digestion, so it's something that I'm kind of always working on. And when my digestion is off, it does show up on my skin. My skin gets very dull and it's more prone to congestion. So while I am taking care of myself, taking a break from work, kind of indulging in this ritual, I feel good about the tea that I'm putting into my body too. I try to make sure that I have my really nice warm layers that feel soft against my skin, that keep me warm and comfortable, and really embrace that cozy time. Really try to set that calming mood, listening to your favorite calming music, reading a good book, curled up with your cozy sweats and blanket, maybe making a fire, just whatever like floats your boat, whatever like calm and zen means to you, whatever that atmosphere is. Try to embrace and create that during the winter time. Skincare is an important part of my life year round, but in the winter, I really kick it into gear because I have to protect my skin. I really take it up a notch when it comes to moisture, nourishment, really pampering my skin
skin. And not only do I take the extra time and sometimes extra layers to really, you know, get that protection onto my skin and that soothing comfort onto my skin, but I also try to make that a moment of calm and peace as well, and really indulge in putting that skincare onto my face, that delicious layering, all those beautiful, you know, rich, nourishing layers onto my skin. I really try to embrace it, to really feel it, to really enjoy it, and to protect my skin at the same time. My skin just feels so replenished and comforted and protected. You know, I just love that feeling right after a skincare routine all year round, but honestly, in the winter when my skin needs that moisture replenishment, nothing else feels better. So thank you again to Pique Tea for sponsoring a portion of today's video. If you guys want to grab that healthy skin trio, definitely check out the link in the info box, and don't forget to use my code to save some cash. So I hope you guys enjoyed those tips, and if you have any seasonal, it doesn't have to be winter, but any seasonal self-care tips, please drop them in the comments and share all your wisdom so we can all benefit from them, because hey, we can always do a little bit of tweaking and improvement on our self-care routines. If you made it to the end of the video, you're not subscribed, please do consider hitting subscribe, especially if you love skincare and you love self-care, because that's what I talk about here on my channel. And maybe consider hitting the notifications, turning those on, because I do release a lot of new content throughout the week, so you don't want to be out of the loop. All right, I am going to sign off for the night. I hope you guys are healthy, happy, and safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.